2, mark. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us this evening for Homebrew Homies. With us, our guest, Chuck. Thank you so much for being here with us, Chuck. It is so nice to have you, dude.
Nice to be here. I'm excited.
Hell yeah, bro. Music's a little quiet on my end. I'm going to turn that up just a smidge. So, Will, Red, as always, my co-hosts, thank you very much for joining me. I'm so excited to flesh out and craft a little bit more of the world of Lamina. Let's start us off. What do you guys do? Tell the chat a little bit about like what you specialize in, what you enjoy the most about world building and writing and such. Will?
Oof, way to put me on the spot. No, I make maps and I have commissions and, you know, I do that type of stuff. But my favorite thing about world building is literally the unending scope. It doesn't matter where my brain takes me. I can make something with it. And that's my favorite part of it, so.
Oh yeah. That's solid. Red, what's your favorite part about world building? What do you do?
My favorite part about world building, I'll answer that question first. There's a lot of stuff I like about world building. It's sort of like the satisfaction behind just sitting down and being able to like put my thoughts into something and being like, people will actually like to read this. People like to hear about this kind of stuff. People like to hear my thought processes, and being able to be like, I don't know, there's something magic about being able to just like have your brain turn. It's just like, okay, I'm writing for a campaign for people that are going to be playing in it. Okay, now I'm writing a book. There's like that weird switch off, and I like being able to do both. And yeah, what I do, oh man, I'm a Twitch streamer, I'm a writer. Hopefully I'll have a book out sometime this fucking year. It's all ready to go, I just need a cover. Also need to figure out a bunch of other shit. I do voiceover work.
If you were in chat for Curse of Strahd Rise of Alma last night, you definitely heard some of Red's voice work. He just recently did some lines and some fucking cool backgrounds and shit. I love it. It's fantastic. For Soul Redemptions for 5e games. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's really fucking cool, and I'm really grateful that you did that, and they came out amazing. So I just want to shout you out real quick.
No problem, man. I love doing stuff like that. I never get to do cool shit like that. It's always just like, when you read this advertisement, it's just like, oh, that's exciting. And I'm just like, come down to blah, blah, blah's rib shack. It's just like, oh, we got meat. Like, fucking boring, dude. I don't get to do cool things like, woe be upon you. But, yeah, no, what else do I do? I'm a Twitter. How's that? I'm a Twitter.
You're a Twitter. Awesome.
I don't know. If you need me to do anything, I'll do it. How's that? Kind of a handyman. I don't know. Should I name it the TTRPG handyman? Do a little bit of everything. I make maps too. I'm also learning digital art.
You should definitely coin that.
The handyman.
Whoa.
Oh shit.
Got a coin.
I should coin that. Should I burnt coin that?
You should dollar it. Chuck, our homie, our guest. You have been with us since like the very beginning, dude. It is so exciting to have you on as a guest on the show. What do you do, and what's your favorite thing about world building?
That changes on like a week-to-week basis on whatever my current hyperfixation is what I do. So we're gonna say variety. We're gonna say variety streaming. As far as world building goes, cultures and species. It's really fun to deep dive into these foreign ideas, these concepts, and just flesh them out and give them life and then just let them go. Not even just in your head, but like everybody else's, just to see even where everybody else takes it. How they perceive what you've written versus what's in your mind, and it's always fun. It's always fun to see.
Hell yeah, man. I couldn't agree more. That's awesome. Yeah, well, thank you again for joining us, man. Super excited to have you on the show. I guess you guys know me. I don't really need to get into what I do. You know what I do. I make maps and shit. I don't really do commissions, and I do a lot of shit on Twitch. My favorite thing about world building, I would probably have to say, to me, it's almost one of the like truest forms of expression in the same way that like songwriting is, because you're taking like disparate parts of like things that you know, and then you're like weaving them together to make something from almost literally nothing. Just ideas and concepts. And I mean, yeah, you can say that like everything's derivative, but like that shit that you're deriving from was derivative too. So who cares, you know? Take from what you like and make the shit that you want to make.
Oh, yeah. To invent is
Too
to
many people
reinvent.
get hung up on what I'm doing has to be first, has to be original. No. That's not how it works. Take an idea and
There's no
What's
such
even
thing as
original?
originality.
Yeah.
There's no
Nothing.
such thing as originality.
it is not possible.
Nope. Everything
that,
that you
uh,
like pulled from something else.
Yep. Unless
What's
you
that
grew up
old-
completely in a vacuum. And
And I have that down.
you're still gonna hit something that's already been done.
They said, what's that old thing? Just like if you put a bunch of monkeys in a room with typewriters, they'll eventually write up Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like. But what's that old Greek? What's it called? Something ship. Theseus ship.
The ship of
Theseus?
Theseus.
Theseus. Yeah. Just like you have this original idea, but it's like you change so many parts of it. You're left. Is it still the same idea, or is it yours, or is it a completely new ship? Right. Like so.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It just we as writers. Anybody ever will tell you that, just like, oh yeah, I'm inspired by this person, I'm inspired by that
Yep.
person. You know,
Yep.
just like, it's not stealing if it's inspired. If you're like
Yeah.
blatantly stealing something and just being like, I'm gonna take Tolkien's elves and be, wait, that's like every fantasy setting. Anyway, let's move on. That's a bad
Yeah.
example.
That's a great
Let's move on.
segue to in the agenda for the evening, guys. What are we going to talk about tonight?
That's on you, Chuck.
Oh, I brought up. Well, how about if we didn't like backgrounds? How about biomes?
Bio.
Ooh, okay.
Biomes. That sounds awesome.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and put the screen up on there for us. Fantastic. So, I'll put right up here. Our guest is Chuck. And then we can go down here into agenda, and we're going to say we're doing biomes this session. All right. For those of you who might be a little bit unfamiliar with the show, the way we get our prompts is by doing a quick little tarot drawing. I shuffled the deck fully before the stream, so we shouldn't be running into the same cards, ideally. Who would like to go first?
Chuck's been
I'll
telling
do
me
it.
how much he's wanting to go first, so.
I'll do it. I'm good. Give me
All right.
that card.
Tell me when to stop my finger, and that is where I will cut the deck.
Stop.
All right. Your card, Chuck, is the Four of Swords.
Branches.
Let's see what the Four of Swords means. You got it inverted, by the way. Which might be a good thing because it looks really sad. Oh, maybe it's not that sad. Withdrawal, vigil, meditation, or solitude. Interesting. Sounds like it could be a nice biome, or it could be a really, really bad biome.
Ooh,
Can we get that one more time?
I've already get those juices flowing.
Withdrawal, meditation, vigil, solitude.
Interesting. I like them.
All right, Will, would you like to go next?
Hell yeah. Stop.
Stop right there.
No, you stop right there.
Stop right there,
criminal scum! You violated the law.
You violated the law. Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence.
Very good. Five of Swords inverted.
The Five of
Wait,
Swords.
so we have four. Wait, Chuck got 4 swords, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, so we're counting up again.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get
this is
left out
weird.
though. Again.
As it is.
Disgrace. Infamy. Exile. Defeat. The revoking of privileges.
I was like, fuck you.
Oh, you've gotten your will privileges revoked. You're just
Oh,
burned.
oh,
up.
Give it to me one more time, real quick. Sorry, I was laughing.
Disgrace. Thank you, baby.
Welcome. You want some cake?
Ooh, I would love some cake. Thank you. Will gets no cake, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, don't get shit.
That sounds good, Will. None for you.
Exile. Defeat. The revoking of privileges.
Oh, you've had your world building privileges revoked.
Dude, that fits my area so well. I'm just saying.
It really do, though.
Yeah. Oh,
That
that's
also
funny.
fits cake. You didn't get cake. You got exiled away from the cake. Cake defeated you. You can't eat it.
Dude, the
so-
cake is a lie, okay?
Close. Shut up. Closest to the middle you possibly can, Derek.
Closest to the middle I possibly can.
Yes, sir.
All right.
It's gonna be cups.
5 of wands. Or no, sorry, King of wands.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, he looks pretty regal.
He does not look like he's capable of chill, if I'm being honest.
That's not inverted either, right? That's just
Nope,
like
that was
straight up.
upright, yep.
Right on, okay.
Entrepreneur.
Oh, finally. Capital.
Honesty. Warmth. Experience.
And red gets the good card.
Initiative.
Ah. See, that's so pleasant. I didn't get infamy or disgrace.
Which is funny because you're in a swap.
You know.
I like how you said capitalism and then the next word was honesty. I'm like,
No, those do not go together.
Not really. Alright, my
I'll gladly
turn.
pay you tomorrow for a hamburger today.
Alright.
Are we doing 2 cards, Derek, or just?
Just the one, and then we'll do the group card at the end, right?
Oh, okay, righteous. Okay, so we'll have an overarching theme then.
I
give
got
it
the
a
Wheel
bit.
of Fortune inverted.
Oh, yeah, that's hype. Okay. That card's really expensive in Magic right now. Hasn't been reprinted for years.
Well, it's Major Arcana, so that is 10. Wheel of Fortune. Thank you, baby. Cycles, seasons, recurring events, the passing of time, luck, chance, opportunity, undeserved success, precariousness, the return to a point of origin.
Okay.
Everybody else
Alright,
got these
alright.
sentences and I got words. Okay.
hey, it'd be like that sometimes.
Okay.
That's pretty good cake.
I feel like
Alright.
you're just bragging about the cake now.
I'm sorry, I didn't
Cake is a lie.
Stop with your Portal references. That was fucking 15 years ago or something.
Yeah, so was high school.
Not for me.
Not-
All
Some
right.
of us are 30, okay?
I guess you're just old, man.
Whoa! I was still out of high school 15 years ago.
Oh,
I don't know. Oh, Lord.
So I feel like we should do something to keep the group one the same every time, right? Like the same draw spot. Should we just do like the bottom card?
Sure.
yeah.
We all know you're a bottom, Derek.
Wow, got him.
Just give me that look like you're not coming back on the stream, motherfucker.
The Knight of Wands.
Oh.
Professional, service, responsible, and professional help. Seriousness.
That sounds like your retail boss giving you fucking the rundown of what's going on at this job.
Yeah.
Could you imagine just walking into work one
What
day
was
and
the
your
card
boss is
again?
just like
The
professional
Knight of
service.
Wands.
Knight of Wands, professional, the opposite of what I am on every show that I'm on.
Fantastic.
Professional help is what I need. That's a weird one, isn't it? I'm just thinking about that from like a
Professional
Building it up.
service, professional help. It's just a land of therapists.
the land of therapy. It's far, far away from here in the United States.
Everybody is trying to get to it. Nobody can get there.
Except for Europe. Let's see.
Buddy, hey, you gotta go upstairs, okay?
Oh, baby.
All right. So, let's see here if I can't get this to give me
Tiny human on stream. Let's go. God, I'm so jealous of their hair.
a.
Hell.
Right? Look at that.
Okay, now we can get on to the content portion, fellas.
Heck yeah.
So, Will, would you like to show us how it's done as per usual?
Dude, you always make me go first.
You're so good at
That's
it.
okay because I'm always ready. Okay,
I trust in you, bro.
I am
I have
always
faith in
ready.
my bro.
So my prompt is like perfect for my area as far as like it used to be this amazing, wonderful place, and now it's just, you know, living in infamy, essentially, disgraceful in exile from the rest of the world. It's been defeated. You know, all those words really fit in nicely. But then I was thinking about this, like the group prompt, and I was thinking about the word specifically in service and what it would mean in a sense of like a biome and having that. Generally in nature, right, everything works together. But
Ecosystem.
maybe, yeah, it's an ecosystem, and each part of it is in service to another part of it. I'm thinking that mine is going to be a very desperate situation where it's very direct, and like it's literally one of those if the bees die, then we all die type situations. So there's a lot of preservation going on with creatures.
Like conservation? Or like they're
Yes.
preserving them, like their hides and meats, or...
Yeah, kind of both.
Okay.
You know, and they would definitely be living that way too. Like everything kind of reminds you of like Native Americans, right? They used to say that they would use every part of the animal, no matter what. So I mean, there's going to be a lot of that going on too.
That's awesome. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I
from a
like it.
contemporary standpoint, we're very wasteful with animals. We don't
Oh, yeah.
really use
Oh, God,
anywhere
yeah.
near as much. You know.
No.
Native Americans would eat almost everything that they could get off of the animal, and they would use the bones and other things for like materials and stuff like that.
They had to use
just-
for gristle, dude.
Yeah, literally.
Yep.
Like, no. We're so wasteful.
Such an ingenuitive folk. And I mean that sincerely. I hope nobody took that the wrong way.
No, they really were. They obviously were better at farming than we were. Like, significantly so. Like, we were taught that. They invented irrigation. There you go.
Yep.
Doesn't help that we've essentially destroyed all the farmland.
Factory farming.
Oh.
Oh,
We're all gonna die because we poison our planet.
Yup.
Fantastic. Well, while Will is writing his out, Red, what have you got, homie?
man, you always make me go second. Sheesh. No.
It's the order. Two of you go and show the guest how it's done, and then I'll just round us out so that I can easily segue us into the next section or the break. You know what I mean? There's,
Well, yeah.
there's strategy.
Yeah, all right. Hack. All right.
It's yeah. No, I deserve that. No, you're right.
It's like, no, fuck you, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from, right? All right, so, So we're talking biomes. Let me look at my card one more time. King of Wands, Honesty, Warmth, Experience, Initiative. I have none of that. So let's see here. Well, my people have sort of like proven to them, like to themselves, that they're good to one another as long as they're like in the family. If they're from a different tribe or a different clan, rather, is what we're calling them. They've sort of shown that like, we don't like you. They're like fiercely territorial. But they're really proud of their family, and they're really like, you know, they really like keep each other together. They're like tightly woven individual baskets rather than one giant one. So, and the group card is what's confusing me. The professional service, professional help. I'm trying to think of how that would work. I think that there would be a clan specifically that is about ferrying people across the swamp. And like their whole job is like the swamp. Since we're talking biomes, swamps are very hard to maneuver because like one wrong step into something that looks like terrain and you're sinking and you are dead. Like, so I'd imagine that there would be that sort of sense of there'd be this one clan that tries to get along with the other clans in the sense that just like they have to, and it's sort of like their way of life and their business. So. I gave a name to this place, and I can't remember the name of it now.
You can always go back and check the session notes.
Yeah, it's definitely on session 4. Let me pull that up real quick. But like I said, this land is not very. It's not very easy to live on, especially like if you. That's the advantage that they have. This natural advantage is just like not only are they surrounded by like a horseshoe-shaped sort of mountain on their back end, they're also living in an area that is almost uninhabitable to most strangers, but they know the way around it. So they have this sort of like built-in defense in the same way that nobody ever tries to invade the continental United States because they know better. And it's sort of that sense of just like this land is so messed up. It's not even natural how messed up the land is. It's just like, yeah, you have these nice little waterways and these lovely weeping willow trees, but then it's just like if you take one wrong step, there's like this serpent that's like, you know, maybe he's big around as like maybe twice or 3 times the size of like a garden hose, but it's so long it could just like grab you, pull you down. Like
Jesus
you know,
Christ.
Well, the place is fucking terrifying. It's like
tangle
Australia.
up your horse too.
Well, it's like Australia. Like we look at all these animals and like this horrible terrain that they have, and it's just like, oh yeah, we live here, mate. It's just like, how? Like, well, that's because I have to, right? So, I'm thinking from like I know the traveling isn't that great in 5e, but I'm thinking from that perspective, it's just like what sort of hardships would you face and what sort of like random encounters would you come across in this swamp? And I feel like a lot of them would just be giant animals and possibly like will-o-wisps and stuff like that. Might even just be threatened by swamp gas, and to the point where it's like if you strike up a torch.
Oops, you were sitting next to a big old peat deposit.
Well, yeah, I mean this place is very much like that swampy and sort of bogged down region of like Ireland and Scotland, where like everything is just swampland. So yeah, I'm gonna sort of be thinking about encounters that would be appropriate for this.
Very cool.
I think that's how I'm gonna handle this.
Sweet. Okay, I like that. Okay, so kind of taking it in the steps of like an encounter, playing an encounter for the session, maybe type deal.
Yes.
You guys good with that?
Sure.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Red's a bit of a hack, but yeah, sure, we'll go with it.
No, it's great. It's great. Chuck, what are you thinking, my guy? So, the way that we typically run things, if for those of you guys, this might be your first time watching the show, the guests come up with the 4th great clan, which is kind of shattered. They come up with lore and stuff for them. Will, do you want to explain a little bit how that goes, or are you busy?
I'm currently busy, yeah, sorry.
Okay, then I'll continue on talking. I just feel like I'm talking a lot.
No, go for it.
Yeah, you're the host, man.
Fair enough. Well, you guys are too, so.
Well, yeah, but you're like the bigger host.
I'm just gonna sit back here and watch you guys squabble over this bullshit. That's my night.
Fair enough. Thank you for the hydration check, Andy. So the guests get to kind of come up with stuff for the fourth clan, which is the Phoenix clan. We try to make sure that it's congruous with stuff that has already been come up with in the past, in case they haven't, like, you know, they're not familiar with everything, because I couldn't expect somebody to be on top of everything with everything they've got going on. But the Phoenix clan were at one point, as we said, a great clan. They tried to find a way to circumvent death, and as a consequence of that, they almost ended the world. Definitely ended the world as everyone knew it beforehand. The people that were closest to the spot where this happened, that were sufficiently strong enough to use that last shred of their soul to pass through this climactic event, were able to manifest themselves as something else when they came back, and those are effectively undead demons, for lack of a better term. We're just calling them demons because it's easier to say, and that's pretty much why the Phoenix clan is no longer there. They were at war with my clan, and my clan was at the time ruled by a really big bad guy, and now if you die and you're old enough, you explode like a nuclear bomb, if you're sufficiently old and powerful enough. Otherwise it's just a smaller bomb, but hey, you could take out like a whole town if you're like just a few hundred years old and you've, you know, conglomerated enough power. But in case you haven't known, that's my quickest version to catch you up to events. So Chuck, what are you thinking, buddy?
Let me look at that.
The current biome down there is fucked, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I did make a I did update the map. It's kind of hard to see with everything right now, but
We're gonna look at that. Where's that?
it's on the stream.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is the current map for this section of the world where the cataclysm, or the event, I've just left it there because it's evocative for me to see. We haven't decided what the name is going to be yet. But that's like the epicenter of everything that went wrong. Everything beyond that, like to the south, is where the Phoenix came from. And Will?
So
No, go ahead, Chuck.
the cataclysm, that's where that all happened. All the rocky edge right there is where everything laid to waste, and then as we go like northwest, everything's okay-ish.
Right.
Okay. And so what are we working on currently? What biome? Does it matter where it is?
Nope.
Ooh, well then I think, looking at this map and look what I got, it might be a perfect time with withdrawal, meditation, vigil, and solitude to flesh out that area by the cataclysm a little bit more.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So everybody on death explodes, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
So-
have enough age, but people no longer die of old age either.
Yep. So, let's see. Withdrawal, meditation, vigil, and solitude. It only makes sense that there's got to be some who, go, maybe I don't want to blow up and take shit with me. So we're going to walk to the cataclysm and follow the events there and have people help us die in a manner that's not going to hurt people. So I'm thinking we're looking at the cataclysm. Withdrawal, solitude. Maybe there's some people there, some keepers who, tend to that area for the simple sake of helping people pass peacefully versus, blowing everything up around them.
Okay. Very
Or at the
cool.
very least, having a way to do it in an area where you're not going to hurt anybody. So you've got this area where you've got the keepers who are literally, if nobody's there, they're meditating on the meaning of life, the meaning of death. They're watching over this area to make sure nothing comes from it. More importantly, they're there to help those seeking a more peaceful transition find a way to do so.
Very cool. Okay. So, these people are like a fragmented maybe like a splinter group of what was once a family in the Phoenix Clan or something, I'm guessing?
You've got these people who are just, it's the general remorse for what happened. So, their vigil is to stay here, to make sure they can right their wrongs in whatever way they can, and to do so is that's finding ways to help these people pass in a manner that doesn't take away from the world that they live in.
Very good. Okay, I made a little section if you want to put that in the best way that you would like to put it in the old thing right there. That's really good. Okay, I could definitely see these people like sending out like scouting agents for like people that might look for more of their own kind to like have to recruit them or something.
Yep. It could be even a matter of, people who have been overly shunned from the other clans, or like or looking for something to do, some way to seek recompense from the wrongs they've done in their life. Okay, well, I'll go take this watch and help people find their peace that I couldn't find in life.
Damn, so they could come from like any clan, basically.
Any clan, just looking for a way to cleanse their soul from whatever taint they feel weighing upon them. Well, the only way I can do this is to help other people who have gotten to that point pass peacefully. Maybe doing this, I will find the peace that I need to eventually take that journey as well.
So the interesting thing, I mean, it's all very interesting, but like the thing that really sticks out to me is the logistics of it. Specifically being that we've established that the region surrounding the Cataclysm is like full of like monsters and like like horrifying things. So they would have to be like badasses.
It's not your regular. These are people who who are hardened, who have taken on the world, and this happened. Now they want to take that last ride, that last journey. If they make it there, they make it there. If not, you know what? They're obviously going to meet a glorious end. But if they do make it there, they've made it to that peak. They've made it to that point, they've lived this full life, and now they can take this beautiful, peaceful death.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Let me ask you this: do they know, like maybe not all of them, obviously, but like, and this is kind of a question for everybody. Do you guys think that this faction would know what happens when you die, and that if you were sufficiently like, if you were charged enough or like powerful enough, or you died tragically enough, like you could cross over and come back?
I mean, I almost feel like
maybe it's easier to do so at the event.
Yeah. That's the only place that you can do it at, right?
Fair.
I do believe
maybe they know that.
I see what you're saying. I was kind of treading into the ghost territory, like the whole idea of like, just like somebody died a really terrifically violent or like unexpected death, so it's like they come back. But like, are they revenant, or are they like? Yeah, I guess that's more of like a morality question rather than being like, oh, just like they always come back evil. It's just like, why?
It's a matter of if I find a way to die that's the least detrimental to those around me, will that be the peace I need to actually be reborn? Am I not going to come back as this heinous monster if I find a way to die in a manner that doesn't hurt those around me or the world around me?
Yo, so like by walking this like philosophical path and like taking the right steps with the life that they still have. Oh my goodness, Koala Beast, thank you so much for the gift sub. Thank you so much. Much love to Koala Beast. Much love, dude.
Thank you.
Let me put myself back on the train of thought. Like if they do the right things and they walk the right walk, and when they do eventually die, if they cross over through the event, they are hoping that maybe they're free from this place instead of being reborn into this horrific cycle now as a much more powerful and like horrifying monstrosity. They get to fuck off.
Yeah, they get to just go. This piece they've put through, they've done this walk, they've made this journey, and they're passing over in a manner that is not gonna hurt anything. Like this is what they needed to not come back and do more harm. This is what they needed to actually move on.
That's really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I could definitely see like somebody coming from this order or this like cat clan. I guess it's still a clan. It's still like part of the Phoenix clan, or it would not be. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would still be part of the Phoenix clan, or would it be like its own separate individual thing though?
I could see maybe at some point it would like have started off, the remnants of the Phoenix clan, but as time goes on, other clans and other people would be coming to find that atonement. And so now it's just like this mixture who will hold up that banner, go, we're not of the clan, but we're here to help them remedy the notes on history that are regarding them. We want to make sure not only that they can find the peace that they were searching for, but others can as well. So you've got the people almost ceremoniously taking up that banner as well, going, I'm the Phoenix clan now. I will help these people find their peace.
Very cool. I like that a lot. That's rad. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay, let me go ahead and read back on my prompt again. So the Wheel of Fortune inverted. Cycles, seasons, recurring events, the return to a point of origin. To me, when I think about that being inverted, obviously I always say this when I see an inverted card, I think about it being turned on its head, and not just literally the opposite of what it says, but like the intention of the card being turned on its head. So cycles and seasons, obviously, those are cyclical things. It's in the name, or it's in the word. But that means that it's moving. It is constantly moving. Recurring events, that one, I'm gonna be honest, is kind of hard to flip on its head. I guess instead of recurring events, it would be like either one recurring event or always novelty, like nothing that happens is ever the same thing. It's always something new happening. But really the one that sticks out to me is return to a point of origin. To flip that on its head, I guess I would say stopping something at its point of ending. And I really feel like that's a good like place for the clan that I'm building, is like being stuck where they were. Like they are, for lack of a better term, fragmented from who they were before the event happened, right? So I guess really the best way for me to put that would be to say that, let's see, the old Iron King, though, he was for most part like not completely annihilated, but he didn't win when he went to war with the Phoenix clan. I think that definitely did a big mental number on the people of the Nipteranim. They would call themselves the Nimteran Empire at that point. And they probably still think of themselves as like this imperial power, just tarnished and like not really living up to their greatness of the past. They are stuck in the glories of ages ago, and they remember the time when like nobody else could fuck with them. They were way high up in the mountains. None of the other great clans could ever really fuck with them, and the only reason that shit ever went the way that it did was because the old Iron King had so much pride that he was willing to bet it all on one single solitary battle that he was going to come out on top. And as we know, that isn't what happened. So I think that it would be a lot of like old shit, like old banners that have been like patched and like refurbished and stuff all over the place. I feel like the place itself, the biome, I'll pull up the map again, because again, this is the region that I'm working on. This is where my clan is from. Let's go, Derek and the Wolf Dog. Thank you, Koala Beast. Much appreciated. Wolf Dog for life. See you at school. All right, homie. Thank you. I think that the whole purpose of what I'm really getting at is that things have just gotten worse because nobody thinks that like things can get better, insofar as like, what are you talking about? We are the greatest, most noble of houses. We fucked shit up and nobody ever messed with us. And I think that because they're so haughty and prideful, they would probably not be capable of really turning their attentions to what problems really need to be solved. And so because of that, things have just stagnated and decayed. I mean, looking at the map, like a whole basin has been flooded. One of the great cities is like sunken now. Yeah, there's not really very many settlements that are really like hospitable anymore for the region that my clan dwells in. So I guess that's really where I will do my start on the writing. Will or Red, whoever of y'all wants to start us on the next part.
I can go. I can at least talk about what I'm writing here. So basically, like I was saying before, everything is used, nothing's wasted. Fauna and flora are preserved and conserved. Ecosystem on the verge of collapse, all that. But what I wanted to do was kind of start with the biggest creature that would pose a threat to a party. Not necessarily largest, but like something that they might see earlier on in a game that's like very large and could be scary. So like I have 4 different biomes listed out here that I kind of want to include that I think would cover most of the land area in my space up there. You got frozen steppes, you got desert scrub, dry forest, and thorn woodland. Google those, it's fantastic. Google is amazing. But basically, wild weremoose, that's what we talked about in the first episode, I believe, of this. Where they had like the antlers on the bottom too, and the top, and it was just like, how does it eat? But I don't even know. It's so scary. I don't want to mess with it. And so just like large and terrifying, but they were ridden into battle at one point. Same thing with the thing that I made last week, the crate, which was that scorpion with the sword arms. And then I came up with an alik, which is like I wanted it to be kind of like a panther-like cat, but it can camo. Because let's make it scarier. That's like the apex predator in that area. And then for the Thorn Woodland, I thought it would be really cool to just have a giant turtle. I think that's just a solid choice, honestly. So going from there, what I like to do after this is I'll go for a medium-sized creature, then I'll go for something real small, and I'll just kind of tie them together somehow. How they all fit together, living in this area together. So
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Red, what about you, buddy?
Well, much along Will's train of thought, I'm thinking about encounters. So that giant snake I was talking about, it's definitely going to be a serpent. It's probably going to run, I want to say like 40 to 50 feet. So like this thing moves around the waterways, and literally all it does is just like, as soon as it feels something, it like constricts like a water hose around it and it pulls it down. So it's like one of the stealthiest killers in the entirety of the swamp. I'd say that it'd probably have to be, since it's like 30 to 40 feet long, it'd have to be a lot bigger than just like a large size creature.
No, that'd be huge, for sure.
It'd be huge because it's this really long thing. But I was also trying to think about how maybe it got messed up after the this is I'll be quite honest, this is sort of my Nessie, my Loch Ness monster. This thing's probably different now in the way that it got corrupted somehow, some way. I was thinking of this really creepy and nasty thing where it has like multiple mouths along the entirety of its body. So it's literally just like, it's like a flute but with mouths. It's like it just like what it just like jumps up and grabs things, and like you see little like parts of it jump out of the water every now and then and just like take things down with it. So this thing,
God damn, that's horrifying. Weird. That's truly demonic, dude. That like defies comprehension.
It's like that is some Call of Cthulhu shit. I was just like, man, that sounds really gross, but honestly, it kind of works for a world like this. It's supposed to be gritty and like, you know, sort of maybe like camera refocus. Hey, so I think like the dreaded flute snake. No, I need to come up with a better name for it than that, but it's just like.
No, I like the dreaded flute snake. Like, you're like, oh, The dreaded flute snake. What's that? Oh my god, what is that?
It doesn't sound that bad, and then it comes out of the water, and you realize it's literally living barbed wire.
or even like you have like a word in a native tongue, this guttural word for it. What is it? Oh, it means a fluted snake. Like that's what? That grotesque word means this?
The Osgavat.
Yep.
What is the Osgavat?
What is that? Snake. Yeah, what is that translated to? Oh, the dreaded flute snake. Excuse me?
That sounds cute. What is this? It's like 50 feet long. Giant mouths. That's weird. Oh man, I just made like, ew. I just made something really gross, didn't I? It's like a tapeworm, but it's like living, so like it can like segment off and like regrow. That's probably how it has babies.
I wanted to sleep tonight, but I'm not sure that's gonna happen. Like that's in my head now, and I'm like, nope.
Well, no, it like segments off, right? I hope nobody has trypophobia. That's really bad.
Oh, you do this every time. You do this every week. I hope nobody has trypophobia, but here's something horrifying that if you have that, you're gonna be like, ah!
Oh god!
I mean, just don't picture it in your head, like, right? So just mute, just.
I can't do that. I can't do that. Everything that I hear gets visualization in there. Like,
what? I mean, yeah, but that's creepy, right? Like this giant snake thing that can just like segment off and make more.
That is terrifying. Like that's.
Yeah, I think you gave me inspiration to make a creature this session as well for an encounter. And
excellent.
I could definitely see this. I could definitely see this going in either of the places that I've really kind of built my clan to be around. This is exciting. Okay.
Yeah, but this is like a Hydra without multiple heads. It's just if you cut it in half, it'll just like grow into 3 different.
That's
segments.
so much worse.
It's literally worse. Yeah, because you're not just like it's not growing back a head. It's growing an entirely new being.
It's like a starfish.
Yeah, it's like you guys know how fucking jellyfish work.
Sort of.
Like when like a part of them gets cut off. Well, these are certain jellyfish. The immortal jellyfish is that way. If part of them gets cut off, it turns into a polyp. So it like buries itself in the ground, and then it grows until it's big enough to actually be mobile again. So basically, they spend like a short part of their life, like their early life, literally just being a plant, basically. So they're just completely immobile, and then they grow back. That's kind of how I imagine this thing working. Like a segment of it gets cut off, and it sort of like digs itself into the ground, matures, and then it sprouts. This is the most terrifying shit. What the fuck is wrong with me?
This is awful.
Like in the best way possible, right?
Yeah, of course, I love it. You know, I'm here for it.
So comes the great worm. Oh man, yeah, flute snake. I like flute snake. Actually, flute snake is phallic. Let's see. I feel like no matter what you would call this thing, it just ends up sounding phallic.
Maybe a little bit.
I don't know. I was just thinking about jellyfish and how like unique they are in their like rebirthing process. That literally a part of them gets cut off, it plants itself, and then it regrows into another jellyfish. So why not do that with like another animal, like a reptile? That's fucking horrifying. Could you imagine like us humans, like if we lost a finger and it like got buried somewhere and it grew another human?
Jesus,
like,
I couldn't be responsible for another person. I would be a terrible father.
No,
Can't even be responsible for myself.
Right?
It'd just be you though.
Oh jeez, that would end badly.
It'd be you, but like a I made a simulacrum as an archmage of myself, so it's not quite as smart, but it's still pretty like smart. So they get.
So
like,
I could probably trick it into
worse.
going to work for me while I stay at home and play Elden Ring all day.
Oh, you genius.
Hell yeah.
How about like?
I believe there's a lot of movies made about that concept.
Well, yeah, but like, think. I'll stop hogging the spotlight after I get this thought out. Like, this thing is so messed up looking. Like the original like progenitor of the species is so messed up looking because it's been cut and regrown in different places so many times that it's literally just evolved like different heads and different mouths and stuff like that.
Like,
What's wrong with you?
Look, this is the only show where I get to make
I'm
really
just
fucked up
teasing you.
things.
No, I love it. You know, again, I'm here for it. I'm just
No, but could you imagine just like, oh, there's like this cute little worm, and it's just like that's gonna grow up into a big motherfucker, and it's gonna eat everything. Like,
So all we know is just Red has to make like the next Eldritch guide. Like, there we go. We're just gonna give him a book and tell him to write and have at it.
yeah. There it
hey,
is.
I am all for that. I never get to write creepy shit.
No. Well, after hearing what I just heard, you definitely probably should write creepy shit. That was fucking terrifying. Like,
Beware the segment snake of the swamps.
Oof. Fuck that, dude.
hell no.
I
That's when you just nope and kill yourself. I'm not doing this. Nope. I'm good.
Not doing
I'm
this
not gonna.
today.
I don't want to live
Nope.
on the same planet as this thing.
Nope.
Like,
Fuck
but
no.
like, I'll stop talking about safe war and just move on to
Chuck,
something else.
what you thinking about, dude?
So, it went to largely, describing that little area, the cataclysm, the ash waste around it, but even more importantly, looking to, with encounters, you got the ash waste that, provide the majority of the people going through there. Like, you're obviously, it's not a cakewalk. Like, to get to the cataclysm, to get to this precipice, you can't be weak. You can't be powerless. You have to be somebody who's lived a life worthy of making this trek. But then, there's those who tried to make the trek and didn't get all the way there. And exploded and came back as lovely, lovely nasties. And those are those finally vanguards of this area. To get past there, you're fighting those who fell on this journey, those who did not make it there.
That's
I love
awesome.
that.
That's so poetic.
Cool.
So it's that idea of, I kind of labeled it like looking at the map. You've got the ash waste, and you've got the cataclysm, and then you've got that spire, and you've got those things. And keeping in line with the card, I just, for the notes, labeled that area where to go. Especially with the belief that's held there, those jagged mountains, those peaks are called the Swords of Rebirth.
Ooh,
So
that's so
you've
fucking
got-
good.
So you've got people trying to make it there, and those who don't are kind of the last bastion, the last test that anybody has going there is these beings who didn't make it there, that almost got there and fell before they could find their peace. They could find that cleansing touch to their soul they were looking for.
That's so good, dude. Oh, I love that so much. That's so good. Damn,
So
Chuck.
right now, it's just a matter of, those last golden encounters. Like, these aren't little encounters. Like, right here, this is, you're fighting the best of the worst at this point. They've come back, they're nasty, they were nasty in life to begin with, and now they've got that undead power that's filling them and pushing them forward. So it's, to get through here, you've got to cut through them.
Dude, that's fucking sick.
I could see so many long-term campaigns ending with like a trip to go here to like see if they can make it through, essentially.
Exactly. And it's that you've let's say you've got a whole campaign, you've done this, they've lived their whole life, and they don't want to end up. They don't want to be this undead horror laying waste to the land. They want to make it there, and they get through the ash waste. They can see the Swords of Rebirth. They can see it in touch, and that's when they see the hell is that, and you just see these gleaming undead warriors waiting at the edge of the swords, waiting for them.
Jesus. That is so fucking sick, dude.
I love that. And then your next campaign, if you don't make it through, you got to fight your old characters.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh,
Talk about
you
replay
found-
value.
Yep. Oh, you fell there? Don't worry. You'll see yourself again at some point.
Oh man, that's so sick. Oh, that's so sick, dude. I love that. Oh, well, okay. I don't know how I'm gonna follow that up, but so I figure that something I hinted at it last session, and I was kind of chewing on it, and I kind of came up with a little something that I'm a little happier with. I like the idea of a rot falcon, which is basically like they were once these like almost sentient falcons that like dwelled up in the mountain peaks, and like there was probably like a minor clan that was like, you know, took them on as their heraldry or something. And since the event, they have since attuned to the malevolent forces of the event, and now, as a consequence of that, they are able to suss out the youngest people so that they can safely kill and devour their souls without it detonating and annihilating everybody around them. And then I thought, that's cool, but like, what happens when they get older and like they get like stronger? Because if these are like living like birds of decay, I thought, well, you know, a really cool name is an Angel of Decay, and I really liked Angels of Decay from 3.5. So I'm just going to take the name, and I figured that these ones would actually seek out the oldest people that they could find feasibly, and they would try to feast on their souls, because now they're actually capable of doing so without annihilating everything. Yeah. So that's kind of where awesome. I'm at. I like Rot Falcon. Rot Falcon sounds cool. I just see this like big, horrifying like beast with like half of its insides showing, even though it's like still alive, and it's got like this nihilism. Like
I'm like thinking like this like grotesquely large harpy eagle just fucking just coming. That's the idea that it's drawn to people who have been alive, who have that power. It's like, oh well, there's another thing you got to worry about.
Oh, definitely.
You ever seen the harpies from Witcher 2?
I think.
Yep.
They're disgusting.
Yep.
Some of the most repulsive harpies I've ever seen, and they're probably the most accurate to like old descriptions.
Jeez.
I remember the first. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like,
terrifying.
No, I'm good.
So I think that I'm building the stat block for these Rod Eagles right now. Shoutouts once more to TetraCube. I'm gonna post that in chat because this shit is so dope. Check that out. They are fantastic. I'm thinking that this would be considered like either an aberration at this point, and an aberration in this setting, just for ease of like us, would be something that is like half something that was of this planet or plane or planet, and then like half suffused with the nihilistic force that now permeates the world. Is that good or bad?
Certainly ain't bad by any stretch. No, I like that.
Will, you're awful quiet. What do you think, bud?
I was looking at pictures, but yeah, I'm down.
Okay. Well, that just makes it easier for us to plan shit out in the future and still have a sense of congruency. I'm thinking that I'm almost done with this old guy. I'm going to give him resistance to non-magical attacks, not immunity. I think that's pretty much good. And this is going to be a CR. What is this? 10 hit dice. So it's going to be probably... Okay. And I need to add a little bit of extra stuff. So this would be a perfect point for us to take our break. Don't go anywhere, anybody. We're going to take a quick 5 to 10-ish and then we will return with the second half of Homebrew Homies. Be right back, guys. Mark. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for your patience. We sure do appreciate you guys. Well, I believe it is now time for us to reveal what we've been up to for the session. Will, if you would not mind, please.
Yeah, sure. You wanna put it on the screen?
I would love to.
To the top of my content there, where it says Frozen Steps. Steppies.
Ooh.
I needed a little bit of a visual aid, you know. So looking at that picture, I'm picturing, you know, a cave somewhere on the backside of one of these little hills or something, where you would run into such things as wild weremoose or these things that I'm calling certs, which are buffalo-like creatures that are just like, they look like hairy hippos. Because that would make sense. They gotta stay warm. And then these other things that are like snake, like alligators, like mostly aquatic, but then they come out at night to hunt on land, in this like frozen environment, where they hunt even smaller creatures that also would come out at night. So yeah, it's pretty scary to have to go across during the night, but you can see for very far during the day. So it seems like it's safe, but then all of a sudden the sun goes down and you don't know what's 20 feet away from you.
Oh yeah. Especially like there's nothing out there, right?
Right, and there's nothing out there as far as like settlements and stuff go, but there used to be.
Oh,
so
geez.
there's people that are going out there for whatever reasons.
Oh geez.
That is where the area where the old capital city would be. So somewhere in the middle of one of these wide open plains would be this giant capital city that's just in ruins. But good luck getting to it, and good luck staying there for an extended period of time.
Yeah, seriously, dude, that's fucking cool. I liked it a lot.
So then if you scroll down a little bit, we got the desert scrub, which looks like this. So this is where we'd find all your typical creatures that are there, but I went for kind of like the crates that I made last time, which are those scorpion creatures, and then some giant beetles and some cavern furry spiders type things and other small desert creatures. Nothing too crazy.
Very cool.
This would be more on the southern end of the isle. And then in between, we'd have a couple different forest biomes. So one of them would be the dry forest, which is next, which will have that panther-like creature. It'll have like, I really wanted a fox-sized creature that was like a fox, but then it had like the flying squirrel gliding
Oh hell yeah.
wings.
That's awesome.
Because it would need to be fast to get away from the panther. So I was like, yeah, that would be really, really cool. And then obviously just various, you know, small forest creatures that you would typically find, you know, your rabbits, your stuff like that. And then if you go down one more, I got a Thorn Woodland, which kind of looks kind of like this. It's just kind of woods, maybe a little spread out here and there, really tall grass along a lot of the places. And here we're gonna find those giant snapping tortoises around water. You're gonna find these rams, but they have like straightforward horns instead for stabbing.
Dude.
That's dangerous as hell.
Hell yeah.
And then everything else is just scavengers.
Dude.
It's just smaller scavenger creatures.
I'm scared of those rams though.
Yeah, there'd be a bunch of different kinds of them, and oh my god, dude, imagine something running at you at like 35 miles an hour.
And then it's just like soaring.
But if I don't want to
with spikes on its head.
I don't
Like-
want to imagine that. That sounds like a bad time.
Yeah. And then imagine, if you will, you're running from that. You go over a hill, and then all of a sudden you see a giant turtle, and it literally just snaps your head off.
Sounds like a great place to live. Honestly, the real estate is probably pretty good.
You know, it'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I mean, you know, I'd be afraid of the Rams too. They won the Super Bowl after all.
I was gonna say it sounds like my last Elden Ring death, dude. Jesus.
So yeah, all of these places are livable in some way, but also very dangerous. And yeah, so that's kind of what I was going for.
That's fucking sick, dude. I like that a lot. Awesome. Very cool, very cool. All right, Red. You ready to walk us
What?
through what you got, dude?
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot we're doing a show. So
I'm gonna put up a map again so I can work on my shit in the background because I'm not done yet.
Yo, he's got a McFlurry.
That McFlurry is a fucking
What a McFlurry! I'm fucking jealous.
fucking what is it?
Is the
Shamrock
regular?
Shake.
Oh,
Oh, Shamrock Shake. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh.
Because apparently St. Patrick's Day gets earlier and earlier every year.
right.
Jess, I know you're out there. Make this happen for me.
Get on it.
Girl, I love
It's her,
you.
it's her
We've been
birthday,
together
but
so long.
I'm
Happy
like,
birthday!
Shamrock
Happy
Shake.
birthday! Shout outs to Jess.
happy birthday, chickadee. No.
No.
Nice.
For your birthday, I want you to get me a McFlurry.
Love you, but no. That's fair. That's fair.
So, after coming up with my horrible flute snake, that will never not sound horrible to me. I'm looking. So I do something when I'm trying to come up with creatures and stuff like that, and I highly recommend that folks in the audience try this too. Sorry, I'm gonna take a deep breath. All right. So, go to Scryfall. Scryfall is a Magic the Gathering card search website. You can look up creature types of stuff that you're trying to find. It could be as simple as an elf. It could be as simple or more complicated like a horror. I'm doing that. I play a lot of Magic, so I know what I'm looking for. I looked up blue-black from the set Ikoria, which has some truly terrifying blue-black creatures, and that is what I am looking for right now. But I did, on another note, I did give that snake a proper name. Let's see if I can find it here. Where did I put it?
I don't
here we
know.
go. The Arad Natarn. It roughly translates to flute snake or even segmented snake. This thing can grow up to 50 feet in length. It's probably the most dreadful thing in the entirety of the swamp, or entirety of Talam, for that matter. So the segments begin to grow in another, more Arad. But the Talashi quickly warn people, especially the young people, or people that, for whatever reason, if there's an outsider or somebody that doesn't understand how these things work, do not attack these things. Because if you attack them, you make more, and if you make more, it gets bad. It's like weird. It's like the antithesis of conservation, but it actually works. So like these things can't reproduce, but they're born to literally get cut or die, quote unquote, to make more. So the way that they deal with them is just like, don't kill them, leave them alone. Because like if you start killing them, that's probably a war strategy. If clans go to war with each other, they find one of these things and like carefully take it over to this area and they start cutting it into pieces. Like it's like when you get a carrot on a cutting board and you just like cutting it into segments. It just grows into like 12. That way the waterways are all clogged up. They can't go fishing anymore. These things are eating everything there. They're an incredibly invasive and predatory species. So yeah, I think a war of attrition would involve cutting one of these things up into pieces and throwing it into the water.
Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, I could definitely see them like doing, maybe not taming these things, but like growing them and then like weaponizing them in times that they need them.
You ever see that GIF that rotated around the internet for a little bit? It's like they throw a pizza into a swamp and a bunch of eels come up and like eat it.
Yeah, I've seen
it's
that.
the most terrifying shit. That's what these things are, except they're like 10 times bigger than that. They like literally eat anything that exists. But the older these things are, I'd say they're more prone to having like weird, almost cancerous growth. Like having like extra mouths, eyes, different organs. Maybe they have like some of them actually like grow like tougher skin and stuff like that, or extra lungs or extra stomachs. So these things are basically just a giant segment of just like, this is like a torso, but what if it was a multiple torsos stacked on top of each other? They just so these things are self-sustaining in like multiple parts of their body. So it's incredibly difficult to kill one of these things. And you'd have to kill them with fire. And guess what? It lives in water.
God damn.
Yeah, it's you have to cauterize it like the way you
It's like a
cauterize
troll snake.
Yeah, they're incredibly hard to kill. So that's why it's better off to just leave them alone and avoid them.
Alien monstrosity. I feel like the biggest one like ever could be like some mythic like creature in like some lore somewhere, right?
It could be like the
Symbol of something.
what's that? Ouroboros? Is that what that's called? The snake that eats itself?
The
Is
snake
what I'm
that,
thinking
yeah.
of? Yeah.
In Nordic mythology, it's the Norse mythology, it's Jormungandr, the serpent that will devour the world.
That's what these things are. Except they literally will if you don't. See, that's the difficult thing about them, because they're just like, oh yeah, these things can grow up to like 50 feet in length, but it's just like in reality, nobody knows that for sure. Like how big these things can get. Maybe they can get bigger than that. Maybe they are bigger than that. They don't really outgrow themselves since they have like different parts of them. So like if one like area like starves to death, it'll just fall off and rebirth itself.
God damn.
They're horrible. They're like a literal plague. They're like a living plague.
Jesus.
They just won't go away.
That's truly awful.
I've made one of the worst things in existence. Like hands up. That this is awful. Like, but that's what we're going for, right? So
It's awful, but it's
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Oh yeah. I love
I'll
it
come
though.
up with a few. I'll come up with a few more creatures because I don't want this place to just have one bad thing. I want it to be truly awful.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm sadistic like that, and I like. See, the thing is, okay. Every person that writes, even if you write just a little bit, even if you don't even write like every day, if you write at all, you make characters. You love those characters, but you want to put them through fucking hell. You want them to suffer. You want them to have their fingers and eyes ripped from their goddamn bodies. That is what it means to be a writer. So in that regard, here are my super apocalyptic snakes that just won't go away. That's my apocalypse.
That's pretty good. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Scary.
Chuck.
All right, so. Oh God, don't fall. All right, so what we've got going with the encounter things, you know, obviously we fleshed out the ash wastes and the center, the cataclysm. But, you know, what I've gotten so far for the ash waste, you know, you've got your common things. You've got your mob of zombies, 3 party member. You've got your mobs of boneless, 3 party member. Then you've got your giant zombies. You got 0.5 for party members. So obviously for every 2 party members, throw one of them in there. But then it's also a matter of, so in a similar manner to, you know, the Swords of Rebirth, that like precipice to the epicenter, you're going to find random NPCs that are now zombies in the ash waste. You're gonna find these people who at this point they'll be lower CR, lower level characters that, you know, they didn't make it. Like they weren't strong enough, they just didn't make it. So it's a matter, okay, here's a random NPC stat block, okay, zombie. But then for as far as once you get to the Swords of Rebirth, and if you don't, like I put there, like the beings found here are generally NPCs that are created from sheets of fallen PCs or prominent NPCs who are stated to have been traveling to the Swords of Rebirth. I put, for a matter, if you don't have anybody created yet, if nobody's gone there, I think a very nice encounter to put, and that's the thing, like this area, this isn't somebody decides on a whim, hey, we're gonna visit the Cataclysm, let's go see the Swords of Rebirth. No. If you're going here, it's okay. I'm trying to find this peaceful death. Either I'm gonna make it there and find it, or I'm gonna die on the way. There's no in between. Like this, I'm taking this march knowing what's going to happen one way or another. So that being said, a simple reskinning, or even just leaving it as, because it's the Fiend, but at the edge of the Swords of Rebirth, that final bastion, be a simple reskinning of Zariel.
Okay. Go on.
So that's just a matter of, you know, if you're not familiar with Zariel, she was introduced in Mordekaiser's Tone of Foes.
She's in Mordenkainen's?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't know that. I've got that book and I've read it, but I guess I forgot.
So that's a big beefy girl, 580 hit points, 50 fly, 150 fly, 50 feet speed on the ground. So it's not, you know, if by some chance your low level party makes it there, it's gonna be a bad time. They're gonna kill you.
Definitely.
Like, especially like even like just for her fiery weapon ability, you've got average 36 damage. Like, you don't come here unless you know what you're expecting. And that's a matter of, especially this is an area where you're creating a living world that's calling back to moments in your campaign. Like, let's say I came across Volden at a tavern somewhere, and he said he had lived a full life. You know, he was ready to take the march. He was ready to take his vigil and make his way to the Swords of Rebirth. And, you know, you forget about that, and it's been 30, 40 sessions. Well, you're making this walk, and there he is ready to cut your ass down. So it's very much a place where you're creating this. You're taking from what you've built in that campaign already. Okay, these NPCs they've come across, these older ones, these more powerful ones, you know. If I really want to give my players some pain, let's make them cut them the fuck down.
Oh, yeah. No, I like that.
And the surprise, too, because it's like,
Yep.
oh, I hope they made it through.
Yeah,
And
that's
then you're like, oh, shit,
Yep,
they didn't
exactly.
make it. They're
Like,
here.
I hope, like, there's no way they didn't make it. There's no way they didn't make it. Then you're almost all the way through the Ash Waste. You can see the Swords of Rebirth. You can see the Cataclysm. And there they are, waiting for you.
Oof, fuck.
And I like the idea of the powerful ones, the ones that should have got there but didn't. Like, there's this memory, and so the ones that come across, if they realize you, it's almost, there's this anger there. Then it's like, if I didn't make it, they're not gonna make it there. No fucking way. If I couldn't make this trip, they're not gonna make this trip.
Oh, yeah. That's fucking awesome.
That's even going even more, breaking down even to more than I probably should have shown. It's like even looking at the Ash Waste maps. It's like you've got that front area right by the Duckwood. You've got like your base. That's where you'd find those basic, you know, the mobs of zombies, the mobs of boneless, those low CR creatures that are gonna mob them. Then, like, a matter of putting in like regions. Okay, let's say, how big is the map? So like 2 inches. So let's say we do like an arc every bit. Okay, CR increases, and then we get to that little inner arc right before the Cataclysm, right before that area. That's where you start peppering in. Okay, here are these NPCs that you know they're holding on to. There's no holding hope. They're gonna be okay. They're great. Nope, here they come to crush your soul.
Oh, yeah.
Emotionally and physically.
Yep. And it's like, okay, they get through there, okay. They think the worst is yet to come. Nope. Once they hit the Swords of Rebirth, once they hit the Cataclysm, there's that one person that there's attachment to, there's love, and there's there. And, like, being that close, there's more of them left. They made it this far. There's enough of them left that it fucking hurts to fight them. It hurts. Because they're there, the memories are there, the emotions are there, and it's just that pure bitterness that they got. It was right there on the other side of these peaks. That was peace. That was redemption. That was just the cleanliness they were looking for, and they couldn't get it there. So fuck, you're not getting it either. You could stand here with me for eternity.
Damn, that's fucking dark. Like, I mean, in a way, you had noble aspirations, and you got fucked for them.
Yep.
You tried to do the right thing, and you got fucked.
Yep. and you've got those who've taken up the vigil, taken up the Phoenix Clan on the other side. So what I put there, especially, is that for whatever reason, the undead cannot pass through the Swords of Rebirth. Like, that area is essentially under a hallowed spell. So you've got them watching this, and they will not help you. Either you make it through here, or they will watch you get cut down.
Damn. Fuck. That's depressing.
And that adds almost a whole other layer. You see them there. You know they've made this journey. They made it here, and they're ready to help you find that peace. But you've got to earn it.
Fuck.
And they're not going to help you earn it.
What's up?
Go ahead, Will.
Is it like a thing where it's even like, oh, it's just past that last row of swords? it's just past, but that just past never actually comes. Like it's just always out of reach, no matter how far you go into it. So it's really just how far you can get before you eventually fall. Yeah. That's crazy.
It's like that staircase from Mario 64.
Yep.
Such a stupid comparison.
It's that hallway that just keeps going. You see the doorway there, and you keep going. You're trying to avoid everything there. Nope. Unless you confront that looming mortality that's there, ready to cut you fucking down. It could be It could be a foot away. You're not getting there.
So crazy. I love it.
Fucking rough.
That's so good, dude. Man, thank you for coming on the show, dude. You got such fucking fantastic ideas, Chuck.
Thank you I'm always down. Thank you for talking shit about world building any time of the day. Any time of the day, I will go on a tangent.
Well, we're here for it, man, and we really appreciate you sharing.
Except for it's usually Melissa going, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to watch Pretty Little Liars. I don't know what bullshit you're saying, but I don't care.
That's fucking awesome. Not that she doesn't listen, but that.
Oh no, she's not.
I was talking about Bander Hubs last session, and most of you don't know what a Bander Hub is. So I posted it in the links chat, or the lonks chat rather.
Lonks.
I like these so much, and if anybody knows anything about me, you know that I like vermin. I like rats. I like frogs. I like animals that are supposed to just be pests. So I'm going to do werefrogs for my lycanthropic sort of side of things.
Fuck
so,
yeah, dude.
That's what these guys look like. I'll use the Banderhop art from D&D. I love these fuckers. They I was referring to them as vor frogs.
Vor frogs?
Vor frogs. It's actually pretty accurate because what they do is they have an ability called Swallow.
Oh no.
So like it makes a bite attack against a creature it's grappling. If it hits swallowed, you are blinded and restrained. You have total cover against attacks and other effects outside of the Banderhop, but you take 3d6 necrotic damage at the start of each of the Banderhop's turn. So it's like literally digesting you alive. Vor frog.
Keep that away from me,
Sick.
please.
That just that art,
Don't you love him?
just got the hand hanging out, just to look at its eyes even. It's like, okay, I'm still fucking hungry. What's up?
The gaze of a stone cold killer.
Yep.
Okay.
I wish I should just gargle cigarettes so I could sound like the guy that fucking does the Darkest Dungeon.
Wang Chun.
Yeah, Wayne is so cool. I need to be able to do his voice.
Hell yeah.
I'll just gargle gravel and smoke cigarettes.
I made a stat block to go with it because when we said encounters, I was like, okay, I will do an encounter and some loot to go with it. And a map that I'm going to be putting on my Ko-Fi for free this week. You could run it there. Full content. There you go. There's a whole ass encounter because it would be a really fucking shitty place for them to have to fight something like this. Reason being, it has a flight speed of 80. And also it has a breath weapon, which is a line. So it could just, and it's not that dumb. It's got an intelligence of 8 and a wisdom of 8, so it knows how to use its abilities effectively. I imagine that its primary hunting method would be fly around for a little bit, find a group, find the youngest, separate them from the group with their breath weapon, and then take them off to where they can safely devour them using their talons, and then like neutralizing them with their beak if they need to. Obviously they don't want to kill the people until they get them to where they want to eat them, because if they don't eat them properly, it's something I imagine they would have to like learn, or they would like innately know, being these horrible malevolent creatures, that they would probably have to like devour the soul in a specific way. Otherwise it can kerblam, and like if you stop one like while it's eating, you could that's probably like a strategy that like maybe like people that would hunt monsters would know, if such people would exist. That like if you can encroach on one while it's eating, you have it at an advantage, because like it's very focused on eating the right way, and if you can stop it while you're safely enough away, you can basically kerplode it like safely, like at a distance. But then I thought, what loot would go with a Rot Falcon? I gave its beak a +1, like an innate +1 magical bonus to hit, but not to damage. And then the reason for that is because I'm going to make it to where the loot is for the beak. If you are able to harvest it successfully, it will deal an additional damage die and necrotic. That's a pretty good boon. It doesn't get a +1 to bonus or to damage, but it just deals an additional flat, whatever your weapon applying it to, as like an edge or a point. Yeah, I thought that would be cool.
So you're taking my advice. You don't know what loot to give your party? Give them materials.
Hell yeah.
Just give them materials and see what they do with it. That's it.
Materials don't get enough love, and I wish they did in more systems. Like, just...
I try to use materials.
Hell yeah, like, I just fought give me scales. I fought a drag, give me scales, give me talons, like, cool, there's us loot. But give me stuff to actually build things with. Like, let me make things.
Hell yeah. I thought for the talons, since this is a large creature, you could make them into, like, twin daggers or a short sword that just deals straight necrotic damage, like, completely. It doesn't deal piercing or slashing damage, it like deals straight necrotic damage. I thought that'd be cool. And then the feathers, this would be a little bit more system specific. I guess if I were to have to come up with something for 5e, 5e rules, let's say you could turn undead 5th level. You could turn undead with 5th level. You can harvest 1d4 feathers. System specifically, I think it would be something that, if used correctly by somebody that knows what they're doing, you could use it to stave off nihilistic backlash from magic use. It's something that you'd have to use in advance. It's not going to alleviate the symptoms if you're already experiencing them. But like, if you know that you are going to need a lot of juice, and that's going to come with a lot of negative effects like rotting your insides, you could prepare a concoction or something, and it would kind of like front load your system against the innate decay of magic use in the setting.
I like your thinking. See, now you got me making a stat block.
Well, we said we're gonna, and we're not gonna have to do it, but we're gonna endeavor to come up with something that somebody could just take from it and just use from each session.
I definitely want people to use these things.
Right? Where?
Because these things are fucking awful.
How are you making that stat block? Like, I just see it and it's
Look
pretty.
in Lonks.
Okay, hold on. Let me go there.
Yeah, beautiful website that I found.
Yeah, it's the tetracube.stat block. A couple of scrolls up.
Oh, I see it. Perfect.
Yeah, it is a fantastic thing. Hey, what's up, Jihad? Good to see you, dude. You at work right now? It's cold as fuck outside. But,
I was gonna say, while Chuck's looking that up, like I said, I want this thing to be a Hydra, quote unquote, in a way. So here's my ruling. I'm gonna say, GM, you can roll a die to see how many mouths it has. Guess what? It makes that many attacks with this multi-attack.
Oof.
The young one's gonna be CR 14.
no, that sounds about right.
I should run a 5e campaign with the shit I've come up with. That sounds like fun.
You should let me use it in Covet.
By all fucking means, man. I'd love to see one of these fucking.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how you'd illustrate it though. You ever see one of those like remember those Willy Wonka like nerd? Like, it was like a string of licorice and had a bunch of nerds attached to it.
You draw it, dude. I can upload it into FGU. Yeah.
I can't. Well, I guess I could. I could try. It'd just be a bunch of fucking tubes. I mean, like, I don't see how that'd be very difficult to illustrate. I'd just make a capybara, man. I don't see why I couldn't draw just a big tube with a bunch of mouths on it.
Yeah, and make it look horrifying.
I could do that.
Hell yeah. I already know when I would use it too.
Okay, I'll get right on that.
Fantastic. So, that is some fucking cool ass shit that we came up with. Now, it is the lightning round. Time for us to do the group project. Guys, Knights of Wands, professional service, professional help. What does that mean for an encounter?
Well, honestly, you guys were talking about running a campaign of all paladins, and that got me thinking of this squad of, like, do-gooders that are actually hyper-fucking evil. And they wander around, they're like, we're gonna purge you of all the evil you have, and they're gonna, like, burn candle wax on your skin and shit. Like,
So an Inquisitor type deal.
I like it.
yeah, they're like a traveling group of, like, they're super, like, self-righteous. I was gonna say something on my
So paladins.
But are we talking like full blown accepted they're evil, or they still think no matter the ends justify the means?
Well, see, that's a good question, because I feel like that'd be an individual thing amongst the group. It's like, well,
Yeah.
we need to do evil as a way to bring good to the world.
Yeah.
We are the ones that take up this burden. And then the
Yeah.
rest of us was just like, no, we're do good. Honestly, by
Yeah.
killing these people.
Yeah,
Good.
like it's a matter of like, are they actual like you know this is for the betterment of society. Yes, it's nasty. Yes, it's terrible. But somebody actually has to do it, or versus, nah, this is fucking we're doing good. But yeah, fuck them.
Will, what's the name of your country?
Who knows? Like, let's be real. We could look back at it, but it's probably not going to be what it's actually called.
Alright, fine. The people of Williamsburg, we must remove their testicles. We must make eunuchs of them. It will be for the
Wow.
betterment of mankind.
I know my name.
I'm calling your land
Wow.
Williamsburg from now on.
I grew up on Williamsburg Street. That was the first house that I lived on.
Oh, damn. That's coincidental.
Synchronicities.
Hell yeah. Now I know where you live.
I don't live there now.
Well, I can follow a paper trail.
I didn't live there for very long.
It's alright.
I got you. It's okay. I got you.
Anyway, I'm in your walls, motherfuckers aside. So their philosophy is schismed in their very order, some believing that what they do is good, while others revel in the evil that they wrought to do their duty. What else would we want to say about these folks?
God is good. God is great.
Let us send the heretic on his fate.
Yeah, I mean, that's
even-
pretty much what they do, though. They, like, justify their means as, like, a religious reason. It's just like, we were chosen by the gods to come here
Yep.
and rip your testicles off.
Yeah.
Do you think that, like,
Wow.
the people that are, like, actually, like, handing out the orders that claim to be in touch with the gods are in touch with the demons that run the joint, but they don't know it?
So they're like,
Oh yeah.
I like that. I like it makes most sense. Even they don't know it, or they don't want to believe it.
so they think they're still hearing the voice of God, but they're hearing the voice of demons.
Yep.
I like that theme. That's the, I'm trying to think of what that's called. There's, like, a trope for that, and I don't remember what it's called.
That's even you get that pure self-righteousness. Like even like if logic, this isn't a god, but like no, you are doing God's work. You've been doing God's work this whole time. Maybe other people can't see it, but you know it in your heart of hearts. Like this is God's work.
God, this would be such a sick multi-phase boss fight, though, right? Like, first phase, like, the guy that you're fighting is this, like, ancient knight, like, paladin who's, like, channeling spells into his swords and, like, smiting bitches left and right. And then, like, you whittle down his health bar and you're like, oh, fuck yeah, we got this guy. And then he's like, oh, what's that, God? Oh, you want to use me as a vessel? Sure. And then...
Yeah. Yes.
The big man upstairs just called. You're fucked.
And
Like
then
wait,
it
the
becomes
energy's
this
not coming.
physical
Energy's coming
manifestation.
from down. Like what's the energy's coming from the ground and it's red. And oh, those are hands. Okay.
And then like it just becomes the fucking scene from Berserk where like the face is ground, or the ground is faces. Like
Yeah.
the sky turns black.
Oh my god,
Oh,
you just
Jesus.
see like this broiling flesh reaching up and like encasing them and creating like this grotesque armor.
Oh god, I want to make that. Oh, that would be so sick. That would be so fucking sick. Oh my god. I still need to make the one from the last time, but I think the one from the last time is probably gonna be a whole fucking thing, honestly. Whenever we end up running this campaign setting as like an actual like game on the channel, I don't know how we're gonna do it, but I could definitely see that being a part of it, or at least like somewhere in there. I want to get to what I have in mind for that, for the Sunken City region, because that shit just oozes like the shit that I love to write about. Well, who else has anything to add on to this lightning round?
I like it, especially going to the professional help, as you get those people who, you know, who truly believe, you know, maybe their village, their area is too far gone and they need cleansing, and that's why you get the professional help. Like this is the group that you can reach out to. Like this is a group that people actually in their darkest days go, you know, this needs cleansing. Like, and they almost, you've got the people who, you've got the crazy, you got the lunatics who speak out about, you know, they came to this area and yeah, like they cleaned it up. Everything was gone, but it's like everything was literally gone. They killed everything. They burned everything to the ground.
Yeah. Okay,
I
so
like it.
So you even, let's say you even got these lesser ranks within them that do this. They go out, they go out to the people because they are doing God's work, and so they are going to help God's people. And you've got the lesser ones that, you know, may go help people, just take things a little bit too far. Like, you know, somebody says, hey, these ruffians are messing up my crops, they're killing my livestock, but, you know, instead of, you know, coming in and bringing them to justice, bringing them to the local magistrate, they killed them and their families.
and probably like all their livestock, everybody that
Yep.
like lived around them, just to be safe, because if that
Yep.
corruption sets in,
Fair
like
enough. Yep.
you have to burn everything. Like you
Yep.
have to burn the whole countryside down.
We gotta
basically.
salt the fucking earth and make sure it's all clean, baby.
I love it. It's fucking sick, dude. Hell yeah.
Just like French. My favorite country, French.
French.
Well.
Well,
Will, Red, anything you guys want to add?
I'm good.
I always like the warring factions that do like the salt the earth, like what's that, scorched earth tactics.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
just destroy everything and just like, it's clean.
Yep.
We did it.
Nothing will ever grow here again. Nothing will ever survive. It's good.
No evil will ever
Yep.
take root nor plant its seeds upon this soil again.
Yep.
Salt Spire.
Yep.
Oh,
Absolutely.
blessed Sigma. Bless my ravaged body.
Oh man, I love that voice, dude. All right, well, guys, I think that is about gonna wrap us up for this session of Homebrew Homies. Once again, thank you so much to Chuck for joining us. So much appreciated. Who would like to start us with shoutouts, Red?
Okay, well, fuck. Hi, I'm Red, one of the 3 primary colors. I do Twitch here on Wednesdays, which is tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, some random bullshit, but stop by, it'll be fun. And on Thursdays, 8 p.m. CST, I have Writer's Block, where we do a very similar show to this, where we do improv writing in a setting that we're currently developing called Unearthed. It's a lot of fun. Gonna have on Alakazam and his lovely wife, Ina Coffin, tomorrow. I'm very much looking forward to that
I didn't
episode.
realize that their names were fucking like things, like
Yeah.
sayings or like phrases. I didn't realize that until like fucking you said it last week, and I was like, Alakazam, Alakazam in a coffin. Oh my god, I felt
If it makes you
very
feel any
late.
better, I just realized Ina Coffin the other day too. I was like, oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I
late
knew
to the
the
party.
Ina, I knew the Ina Coffin thing the whole time. Anyway, I'm gonna have them on tomorrow. I just learned something. I'm so fucking dumb. I'm gonna have them on tomorrow, and then next week I'm actually gonna have Chuck on with Nathan from Reckless Attack. That's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be. Oh, we're gonna go over at least by half an hour.
Hell yeah.
The bantering is just gonna be like. But I'm very much looking forward to that. Shout outs to the Burnt Coin because his commissions are open and you should check him out. He's a great artist and a talented filmmaker.
Hell yeah. Homie support homies. Will, what's good in your hood?
Oh, I'm the burnt coin, as my primary color friend just noted. My commissions are open. I make maps. I have a Patreon. I do all types of cool, awesome stuff. But I will be starting a campaign shortly, probably in a couple weeks, actually. Once I get together with a few people on my channel. So keep an eye on my Twitter for that at the burnt coin. Also, I'm planning a convention it's called Dice.
Dice?
It's going to be in late fall. It's a great team. It's awesome. Check that out too. It's in my profile on Twitter.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be a hell of a time.
Cannot wait, dude. So stoked for Dice.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Will. Much love to you, homie. Chuck, what's up, dude?
Hi, I'm Chuck. Chuck does things. I do things. It's really that simple. I do things. It depends on the week. Depends on how focused I am, and that varies. Obviously, you can see me on Sundays on this channel with Legend of the Five Rings, Heart of an Empire. I've got my own channel that I occasionally do things with. It depends on my mood. But yeah, obviously I will bring back the same thing. I'm sure we all will. The Burnt Coin, commission, maps, Patreon as well. Lovely Discord channel. Like, if you're looking for somebody to support, like obviously here everybody is absolutely amazing, but you should do it.
Thank you. Absolutely.
And that's all I got.
Fantastic. Well,
Oh yeah.
thank you very much, Chuck. Thank you again for joining us, dude. Much love to you, dude. We love
Absolutely.
you. We
It was
really
a
appreciate it.
blast.
Well, you added a lot of excellent stuff to the setting and the world, and we really appreciate it, man. We really take that seriously. Thank you for your contribution, dude.
Oh no, that's the perfect thing. It's something I can put into something, and then I don't have to run it. That's perfection. That's like literally everything I write. I'm like, yeah, this would be awesome. This would be awesome. I don't want to run it.
That's what writing a book is like. You're just like, okay, the
Exactly.
reader runs it. Yeah.
It's done. It's like, okay, I've read this. Okay, it's done. I don't want anything to do with this now. Like, it's done. This is yours now. I don't. Here you go. Take it, please.
You're a true Da Vinci. Just like, I'm done with this. I can see it being finished. I'm
Yep.
done.
Here you go. I don't want it. You do what you will with it now.
Well, thank you again for joining us, man. You guys know me. It's your boy. I'm off tomorrow, as it is Wednesday. I would probably have said fucked it and streamed anyways, but for a very good reason that I'm posting into chat, I'm not doing it. Click that link and go vote on Twitter. Thursday, I am starting Elden Ring stream. I'm going to be starting a new character, and I want you guys to decide what I'm going to be rolling. I would like to roll any of these. I have a couple preferences over others, but I'll leave that to myself so that I'm not influencing the vote. But yeah, go vote in that stream, or go vote for that stream, and then the poll will be over, not tomorrow because tomorrow's Wednesday. It will be over on Thursday, so that I can start a brand new character on stream with what you guys told me to start as. Friday, I'm Nomadic Mori. Oh, yeah, that's going to be at 7 p.m. on Thursday, Central Standard Time. Friday, I'm Nomadic Mori at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Me and Red, we're going to be living it up in some more Eldritch horror shit. Saturday, AS the Mountain at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm living it up. Red's making us miserable. Just kidding. No, he's a great GM, and we're having a great time. It's really cool. We're exploring the setting that him and Omni built with me and a lot of other wonderful guests of AIS. A more grimdark, very how would I put it? Like post-apocalyptic magic versus science type setting. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Check that out on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then Samurai Sunday 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on this channel right here. Curse of Strahd of Alma 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Monday, and then we're back with more Homebrew Homies next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you guys for being here. You missed the show every week. I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. You can always catch the VODs on YouTube because I will be uploading this when I go to bed tonight. Yes, Wolfie, I'm sorry. We are just now ending. But thank you again for joining us, everybody. We're going to find someone to raid into real quick so we can spread the love, spread the positivity, and make somebody's night just a little bit brighter.
Kev's up.
Kev's going? I was wondering if he was still going.
Yes, sir. I see him up right this moment.
Fantastic. I knew that he was doing study hall for Amber tonight, so I was hoping that he would still be on. C'est la vie. Well, if you would like to be on the show, Mr. Hall, please reach out to me on Twitter or on Discord, and I would be more than happy to set up a time that works for you, as long as it's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Tuesdays, for you to join us. But thank you again for joining us, everybody. We love you. We're going to go ahead and raid into KevBot. He is a very wonderful person, really good at magic, way better than Red is.
Hold the fucking phone on that. I don't think so.
All right, love you guys. I will see you on Thursday for Elden Ring. Bye.
Isn't a thing first.